This thing be starting on its own. I don't know why he do that. Alright. So I've been meaning to make this video. Excuse my kids. My kids is right here. They're gonna be in the background. So, hey. So I've been meaning to make this video since earlier this week. I think over the weekend I wanted to make it and I didn't. But I just want to talk about this rapture that people are believing that's going to happen on the 23rd or the 24th. This the third year. Because wasn't y'all supposed to be raptured like 2 years ago? Somebody else said the same thing, that they were supposed to be raptured on the 24th of 2023 or 23rd of 2023. And y'all still here? I'm going to try to be as sensitive when I say this as possible. But the rapture is not a rapture like you think. It says, I'm going to have to find that scripture. Hold on. So, I had to come back and record it. I'm going to get the scriptures later. But the people that was taken during the flood, and only 8 people were saved, that's what y'all talking about. Them 8 people were saved. All the people that was taken, they was cut off. Ain't no rapture. No, not the way y'all thinking. The people that was taken away, they was taken away to their grave. That's what it is. You don't want to be raptured. You want to be the people that is left behind, as y'all call it. And I think, is it Esdras or Baruch or somebody, I'm going to see if I can find these scriptures, say that the people that's left behind are more blessed than those that was taken. You don't want to be taken. You want to be left behind. You don't want to be taken in the thing is, y'all think y'all gonna be raptured. You're fornicating, you're lying on people, you're committing all kind of abominations. What else they doing? Idolatry. Y'all have all kind of idols, doing idols worship.
They being evil, they killing people, doing all that stuff, shooting people.
Exactly. They doing all kind of wickedness, and y'all think y'all gonna be taken up out of here? And the world is under judgment?
No.
A lot of people so-called been raptured already. They in their grave.
A lot of bad people think they're going
be
to
quiet.
heaven, but no, they're not.
But be quiet, because you interrupting though. But great input. You just being a little rude right now. That's all right though. But you right though. You right. I just wanted to make this video to warn people. Y'all don't want to be raptured. You want to be one of the people that's left behind. You don't want to be thrown into the fire, because that's what it says. The tares going to be separated from the wheat, and they're going to be thrown in the fire. You don't want to be thrown in the fire.
Mommy?
So, hold on. What? All right. So this is from the Apocrypha. This is Zaya, be quiet. 2nd Esdras 13. Wait, it's I don't know. I think 2nd Esdras is for Ezra, right? I'm not sure. So this is in the Apocrypha, but I think they do have a precept that goes to this too. If I could find it, I'm gonna post it with this video. So this is 2nd Esdras 13. I'm going to read the whole chapter, because y'all need to read the whole chapter. This is why people tell y'all to read the whole Bible and stop letting people lie to y'all and teach y'all. All right. And it comes to pass, after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night. So I think I'm not even going to say it, because it's been a while since I read this. Be quiet, Zaya. And lo, there arose a wind from the sea, that it moved all the waves thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with thousands of heaven, with the thousands of heaven. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all did burn that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it filleth the fire. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered a great multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew up upon it. But I would have seen the region or place where out the hill and the grave. I mean, and wait, the hill was graven. Hold on, I'm gonna restart at 7. But I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. Y'all know this, y'all. But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which were prepared. You too. I'm sorry, I got kids and they done distracted me. So I'm gonna read 11 again, because I couldn't find where I left off at. And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which were prepared to fight, and all burned them up, everyone, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude, nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and the smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. Afterward saw I the same man come down from the mountain, call upon him another peaceable multitude. And there came much people unto him, wherefore some were glad, some were sorry, and some of them were bound, and others some bought of them that were offered. Then I was sick through great fear, and I awakened and said, Thou hast showed thy servant these wonders from the beginning, and hast counted me worthy that thou shouldest receive my prayer. Show me now yet the interpretation of this dream. For as I conceive in my understanding, woe unto them that shall be left in those days, and much more woe unto them that are not left behind. For they that were not left were in heaviness. Now understand I the things that are laid up in the latter days, which shall happen unto them and to those that are left behind. Therefore are they that come into great perils and many necessities, like as these dreams declare. Yet it is easier for him that is in danger to come into these things than to pass away as a cloud of this world and not see the things that happen in the last days. And he answered unto me and said, The interpretation of the vision shall I show thee, and I will open upon thee the thing that thou hast required. Whereas thou hast spoken of them that are left behind, this is the interpretation. He that shall endure the peril in that time had kept himself. They that be fallen into danger of are such as have works and faith toward the Almighty. Know this therefore, that they which be left behind are more blessed than they that be dead. Know this, therefore, they that which be left behind are more blessed than they that be dead. I had to say that because that's important. That's the important part that you should get. All right, where I'm at. This is the meaning of the vision. Whereas thou sawest a man coming up from the midst of the sea. The same is him whom Yahuwah the highest had kept a great season, which by his own self shall deliver his creature, and he shall order them that are left behind. And whereas thou sawest that out of his mouth there came a blast of wind, fire, and storm, and that he held neither sword nor instrument of war, but that the rushing in of him destroyed the whole multitude that came to subdue him. This is the interpretation. Behold, the days come when the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth, and he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth. And one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, and one realm against another. And the time shall be when these things shall come to pass, and the signs shall happen which I showed thee before, and then shall my son be declared, whom thou sawest as a man ascending. And when all the people hear his voice, every man shall have their own in their own land, leave the battle that they have against one another. They're gonna turn all their guns against the Most High, against Yahusha. And the innumerable multitude shall be gathered together as thou sawest them, willing to come and to overcome him by fighting. And he shall stand upon the top of Mount Zion. And Zion shall come and shall be showed to all men, being prepared and built like as thou sawest the hills graven without hands. And this my son shall rebuke the wicked inventions of those nations, which for their wicked life have fallen into the tempest. And he shall lay before them their evil thoughts and their torments. They done took. Oh, I ain't had no cold water. Where I'm at. Wherewith they shall begin to be tormented, which are like unto a flame, and he shall destroy them without labor by the law which is like unto me. And wherein thou sawest that he gathered another peaceable multitude unto him. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoner out of their own land in the time of Josiah the king, whom Salmanazar, I don't know how to say that, the king of Assyria laid away captive. And he carried them over the waters, so came they to another land. But they took his counsel among themselves that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt, that they might keep their statutes which they never kept in their own land. And they entered into the Euphrates by the narrow places of the river. For the Most High then showed signs for them and held still the flood till they passed over. For through that country there were a great way to go, namely of a year and a half. The same region is called Asherah. Then dwelt they there until the latter time, and now when they shall begin to come. The highest shall stay the springs of the streams again, that they may go through. Therefore sawest thou the multitude with peace. But those that be left behind of thy people are they that found within my borders. Now when he destroyed the multitude of the nations that are gathered together, he shall defend his people that remain. And then he shall show them great wonders. Then said I, O Yahuwah, that bearest rule, showed me this. Wherefore have I seen the man coming up from the midst of the sea? And he said unto me, like as thou canst neither seek out nor know the things that are in the deep of the sea, even so can no man upon the earth see my son, or those that be with him, but in the daytime. This is the interpretation of the dream which thou sawest, and whereby thou only art here lighted. For thou hast forsaken thy own way, and applied thy diligence unto my law, and sought it. Thy life hast thou ordered in wisdom, and hast called understanding thy mother. And therefore have I showed thee treasures of the highest. After 3 days I will speak other things unto thee, and declare unto thee mighty and wondrous things. Then I went forth into the field, giving praise and thanks greatly unto the Most High, because of his wonders which he did in time, and because he governed the same, and such things as fall into their seasons. There I sat 3 days. Close my door. Shut it. So I read the whole thing because I don't like just reading little parts of it all the time. And this is a very important chapter of Second Esdras, because it lets you know who's left behind and what's going to happen to those people who was taken away. But they do have a precept. I have to find it. Hold on. Okay, so this is another precept, and I'm gonna read the whole chapter again. This is Matthew 24. And Yahusha went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him for to shew him the buildings of the temple. And Yahusha said unto them, see ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. And he sat upon the Mount of Olives. The disciple came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming, and the end of the world? And Yahusha answered and said unto him, take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Mashiach, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise up against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake.
Can you fix my bike?
All right, I'm on 10. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. And many false prophets shall rise and deceive many. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many will wax cold. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. And this gospel of Basora of the kingdom shall be preached all in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. When ye therefore see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet stand in the holy place, whosoever read, let him understand. Then let them which be in Judea flee unto the mountains. All right. Let him which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house, neither let him which is in the field turn back to take his clothes. And woe unto them that are with child, and them that give suck in those days. But pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day. For then shall great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, nor ever shall be. And except those days shall be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. Then if any man shall say unto you, lo, here is Mashiach, or there, believe it not. For there shall arise false Christs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. Behold, I have told you before. Wherefore, if they shall say unto you, behold, he is in the desert, go not forth. Behold, he is in the secret chambers, believe it not. For as lightning coming out of the out of the east, and shining even to the west, so shall the coming of the Son of Man be. For wheresoever the carcass is, there will the eagles be gathered together. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heaven shall be shaken. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. Now learn a parable of the fig tree. When his branch is yet tender, he putteth forth leaves. Ye know that summer is nigh. So likewise when ye shall see all these things, know it is near, even at the doors. Verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass until all things be fulfilled. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away. But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. But as the day of Noah were, so shall the coming also of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking and marrying and giving in marriage until the day Noah entered into the ark, and no, not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall the coming of the Son of Man be. Then shall two be in the field, and one shall be taken, and the other left. The two women shall be grinding at the mill, the one shall be taken, and the other left. Watch therefore, for ye know not what hour your master doeth come. But know this, that if the good man of the house had known in what watch the thief would come, he would have watched and would not have suffered his house to be broken up. Therefore be ye also ready. Therefore be ye also ready, for in such an hour as ye think not, the Son of Man cometh. Who then is faithful and wise servant, whom his master had made ruler over his household, to give them meat in due season? Blessed is that servant whom his master, when his master cometh, shall find so doing. Verily I say unto you, that he shall make him ruler over all his goods. But if that evil servant shall say in his heart, my master delayed his coming, and shall begin to smite his fellow servants, to eat and drink with the drunken, then the master of that servant shall come in a day when he looketh not for him, and in that hour that he is not aware of. And he shall cut him asunder and appoint him his portion with the hypocrites, that shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Let me see if they have another precept to go to this. But this should be enough right here. The ones that was left behind, those are the ones that's still alive. The ones that's taken, those are the ones that was, cut off. They're in their graves. You don't want to be taken. You want to be left behind. Even though we have to go through a whole lot of tribulation, which we have been going through. Our ancestors went through the worst tribulation in the world. Like even the ones that's still in Africa, they went through horrible tribulation too. And those of us who still in the lands of our captivity, we know what our ancestors went through. But y'all, you can't be doing all this wickedness and think you're gonna be just raptured up out of here. I guess you is gonna be raptured right into your grave because you're wicked. And in deceiving, it tell you how Satan deceived the whole world. Satan is a deceiver, and the Most High let him deceive you because you don't have a love for the truth, and you have pleasure in unrighteousness. So I'm gonna see if they have another precept to that, but I really don't need no other precept. Hopefully, y'all watch this whole video so you could get these. I think they had the parable of the wheat and the tares. I think that's a precept too that go to this. Let me see. All right, this is going to be a kind of long video. So this is Matthew 13. I'm going to read the whole chapter again.
Mommy.
What? All right. On the same day, Yahusha went out of the house and sat by the sea, and great multitudes were gathered together to him, so that he got into a boat and sat, and the whole multitude stood on the shore. Then he spoke many things to them in parables, saying, Behold, a sower went out to sow. And as he sowed, some seed fell by the wayside, and the birds came and devoured them. Some seed fell on the stony places where they did not have much earth, and they immediately sprang up because they had no depth of earth. But when the sun was up, they were scorched, and because they had no root, they withered away. And some fell among thorns, and the thorns sprang up and choked them. But others fell on good ground and yielded a crop, some 100-fold, some 60-fold, some 30. He who has an ear, let him hear. And the disciples came up and said to him, Why do you speak to them in parables? He said And he said to them, because it has been given to you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it has not been given. For whoever has, to him more will be given, and he who have abundance, but whoever does not have, even what he has will be taken away from him. Therefore I speak to them in parables, because seeing they do not see, and hearing they do not hear, nor do they understand. And in them the prophecy of Isaiah is fulfilled, which says, hearing you will hear and shall not understand, and seeing you shall see and not perceive. For the hearts of this people have grown dull, their ears of hard of hearing, and their eyes they have closed, lest they should see with their eyes and hear with their ears, lest they should understand with their hearts and turn, so that I should heal them. But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. For assuredly I say unto you that many prophets and righteous men desired to see what you see and did not see it, and to hear what you hear and did not hear it. Therefore, hear the parable of the sower. When anyone hears the word of the kingdom and does not understand it, then the wicked one comes and snatches it away what was sown in his heart. Then he who received seed by the wayside, but he who received the seed on stony places, this is he who hears the word and immediately receives it with joy. Yet he has no root in himself, but endures only for a while. For when tribulation or persecution arises because of the word, immediately he stumbles. Now he received the word among the thorns is he who hears the word, and the cares of this world and deceitfulness of riches choke out the word, and he becomes unfruitful. But he who receives seed on the good ground is he who hears the word and understands it, who indeed bears fruit and produces, some 100-fold, some 60-fold, and some 30-fold. Well, it didn't say fold. My bad. My brain just took over. Another parable he put forth to them, saying, the kingdom of heaven is like a man who sowed good seed in his field, but while man slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat and went his way. But when the grain had sprouted and produced a crop, the tares also appeared. So the servant of the owner came and said unto him, Sir, did you not sow good seed in your field? How then does it have tares? He said unto them, an enemy has done this. The servant said unto him, do you want us then to go and gather them up? And he said, no, least while you gather up the tares, you uproot the wheat with them. Let both grow together until the harvest, and at the time of harvest I will say to the reapers, first gather together with the tares and bind them in bundles to burn them, but gather the wheat into my barn. So you don't want to be gathered together first, because that's the ones that's getting thrown into the fire. You want to be part of the wheat that's going to get taken into his barn. Another parable he put forth to them, saying, the kingdom of heaven is like a mustard seed, which a man took and sowed in his field, which indeed is the least of all the seeds, but when it is grown, it is greater than the herbs and become a tree, so that the birds of the air come and nest in its branches. I'm going to still keep reading. Another parable he spoke to them, the kingdom of heaven is like leaven, which a woman took and hid in 3 measures of meal until it was all leavened. All these things Yahusha spoke to the multitude in parables. Without a parable he did not speak to them, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken by the prophet, saying, I will open my mouth in parables, and I will utter things kept secret from the foundation of the world. And Yahusha sent the multitude away and went into the house, and his disciples came to him, saying, explain to us the parable of the tares of the field. And he answered and said unto them, he who sows the good seed is the Son of Man. The field is the world, and the good seed are the sons of the kingdom, but the tares are the sons of the wicked one. The enemy who sows them is the devil. The harvest is the end of the age, and the reapers are the angels. Therefore, as the tares are gathered and burned in the fire, so it will be at the end of this age. The Son of Man will send out his angels, and they will gather together. They will gather out of his kingdom all the things that offend and those who practice lawlessness, and will cast them into the furnace of the fire. There will be wailing and gnashing of teeth. Then the righteous shall shine forth as the sun in the kingdom of their Father. He who has an ear, let him hear. Do I want to keep going? Let me see how much they got left. I feel like this should be good. Okay, I should. Let me see. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start right there. I'm gonna go ahead and start right there. I feel like that's more than enough. That's 3 precepts that let you know what's going on with the people who was left behind and the ones who was taken away. You don't want to be part of the ones that's taken away. You want to be part of the ones that's left behind. The ones that's left behind, those are the ones that get to be spared and who make it into the kingdom. So hopefully this helps somebody to see what's going on. This is why I tell people all the time, I even put these videos up here, stop letting people deceive you. Like, you don't want to be part of the ones who are cut off. They're going to be cut off. They're going to be thrown into the fire. You don't want to be, you don't want to be the ones who he gathered and take into his barn. That's who you want to be. And you're listening to people, all these people who don't know, they don't understand what they're reading. The Most High ain't give them that wisdom. You're listening to people who don't know what they're talking about. Most of y'all ain't seeking the Most High anyway. You go based off of what you hear people say that sound good to the ears. You think you could do all kind of wickedness and you're just going to be taken up out of here and leave all of us behind while you go and get to live in heaven. No, that's not how that works. You're going to be right on this earth with us unless you're going to be dead. And I say that, and I'm saying this with love because I care. I care about people, and I want people to make it. And I want people to be deceived like I was at one point. I believed in the rapture too at one point. And I was a babe. I didn't even know what the Bible was talking about half the time, but I thought that's what that was. The people who gathered in the air. And that's what I read for myself. But I read with no understanding, which most people doing and some of these pastors doing. Pray that you are with the people that's left behind. You don't want to be taken. You're going to be taken up out of here and be in your grave in the fire. So y'all like, comment, share. If you see another person that's saying the same thing I'm saying, watch that video too. Listen to what they have to say. A lot of people are trying to warn y'all what's the Bible really talking about. You don't want to be taken. And I learned this years ago because I read the scriptures for myself. You don't want to be taken. You want to be part of the ones that's left. I say this with love. All right, shalom. And hopefully y'all look into it. Pull up them chapters that I just read to you and read it for yourself. You ain't got to take my word for it. Read it for yourself.